Hello everybody, today I'm going to show you how to do metal rendering. For metal, one of the best materials that you can use is pencil shading. And especially the colors of H, 2H or any variety can be a very good base because of their gray color. But because when we go to H, H means hard. So you have to note that you should be very careful about the shading. You have to make very nice blending from the first start. Because of the hardness of the pencil, you can have scratch marks very easily. You can use a paper blender, but you have to use it with firmly in your hands and push it. After that, you can use different degradations. Here now I'm using 2H pencil, but you can use with H also as a base. And you are going to use the whiteness of the paper to show the brightness. If there is no darkness, the brightness cannot be perceived. For this reason, you have to make it smooth and then blend it very well for the glossy look about the metal. And here, you have to be careful about the small details, because here I'm doing it from a photo, and if you are doing something like that, you have to be sure that you have all these details, or if you are looking from observation, if you are making it from observation, still the small details matters. And because it is a man-made material, the metal, whatever you see is most probably a human-made object, like this teapot. So note that mirroring is very important. This is a trick that I'm doing here. Like if you want to use some easier trick, you can use some graphite pencils or normal pencils, but be careful. Here you see, when it is graphite pencil, the color is bluish. It is much more better if you use some 4B, and then I'm molding it with the heatness of my own body. So you have to be sure about one thing when you do metal. The surface is bright, so you have to be careful about blending your pencil in a very good way, and then you should be having strong contrast, because in metal you see from the very light to medium to dark and the darkest. There is big contrast in this material, so you have to imitate the same detail. Here I'm using a 4B, but with a very clean tip. So I sharpened my pencil and I'm working through it. And then I'm doing everything bit by bit, layer by layer. I never do all the darkness at one time, because there is more room for me to change it. And I have to be extra careful about one thing. Here I'm using a marker pad, that's why this paper is a little bit glossy itself, but it has a capacity, it's not holding after a while. So if you are going to use a marker pad, be sure that you make it step by step, and if you try to make very dark shading, you will have trouble about it. But marker pads are transparent, and because of their glossy surface, it can be a good idea also. But you can use Canson paper, normal paper for shading. All of them will be working fine. But you shouldn't use high textured paper because of the glossy look you are looking forward. And according to the brands you have, you may have different type of blackness about the pencil. Like Lyra has more bold blacks than Faber-Castell. I have many of them. Like green Faber-Castell series is the best series of Faber-Castell. It's good quality pencil for shading, but any pencil will do. Their qualities can be appreciated with more professional people, but you can see that some of them are going to here like scratchy, some of them are going to be more smooth. So here I'm using from H to 2H to 4B, and I'm making a polished surface by good blending, and because it is man-made I have to be extra careful about making everything with a good line. It should be parallel, but I'm leaving the whiteness of the paper, and you see now it starts to shine, and I have to blend it according to the shape. If it is curvy shape, then you have to put it like that, and you need the darkest part. And after that, if you use some white paper under your hand, it's going to be easier. But when you make any drawing, don't forget about the shadows. They will mean so much. And then you can have a well done teapot like this. And if you want, you can use an eraser as a pencil itself. It works very good for the small details, and it is easy to apply. And when you give all the darkest parts and small details, your drawing will be looking much more better. And you need to blend all these lines with the object itself. This is very important, don't forget about it. And voila, you finished.